Good morning. Mackenzie Johnston with Tri-State Livestock News, bringing you your Tuesday morning headlines concerning fair cattle markets. Sponsored by Sandhills State Bank, the most committed brand in banking, and Sandhills Beef Company, American producers feeding Americans, because monopolies won't get us anywhere. To learn a little bit more about Sandhills Beef Company, head on over to their website, sandhillsbeefco.com. According to Fox News, Biden's agricultural secretary pick, Tom Vilsack, made $1 million a year off of struggling dairy farmers. Tom Vilsack, soon to be agricultural secretary for the Biden administration, spent the last 4 years working as a dairy industry lobbyist with the trade group U.S. Dairy Export Council. In this position, he received a salary of $1 million annually, which came from the Dairy Checkoff, a program meant to promote milk goods collected through mandatory fees paid by dairy farmers. In 2018, Vilsack was the highest paid executive at Dairy Management Incorporated. He was receiving this sizable salary during a time when many dairy farmers were on the brink of financial ruin because of a downturn in milk prices. The Dairy Checkoff program is much like the Beef Checkoff program. Farmers are required to pay 15 cents for each 100 pounds of milk that they sell. This money is supposed to go towards promotion and advertisement of their dairy products. 10 cents of this goes to local and regional programs, and 5 cents goes to fund national programs, such as Dairy Management, where Vilsack is the executive vice president. Dairy farmers expect their checkoff fees to work for them, but instead they are seeing them pad the pockets of people like Vilsack. Many are enraged by this, considering how tight money is within the dairy industry. Sounds awfully familiar. Despite the Dairy Checkoff program being in place to help dairy farmers sell their products, in 2017, 1,600 dairy farms shut down, according to the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. The dairy industry has been so bad that Dean Foods, America's largest dairy producer, filed for bankruptcy in November of this year. USDA has reported that last week the agency issued a final rule to ensure fair trade and competitive marketing of livestock and poultry. This rule clarifies the types of conduct prohibited by the Packers and Stockyards Act. It also implements various criteria which the Secretary of Agriculture will consider when determining if conduct by packers, swine contractors, or live poultry dealers represents an undue or unreasonable preference or advantage. According to USDA Undersecretary for Marketing and Regulatory Programs, Greg Ibaugh, this criteria demonstrates USDA's commitment to equity in the livestock, meat, and poultry industries. The establishment of this final rule will ultimately work to benefit everyone in the supply chain, stated Ibaugh. The 4 criteria include whether the preference or advantage cannot be justified on the basis of a cost saving related to dealing with different producers, sellers, or growers, cannot be justified on the basis of meeting a competitor's prices, cannot be justified on the basis of meeting other terms offered by a competitor, and cannot be justified as a reasonable business decision. The final rule provides the Secretary will consider these criteria and permits additional criteria to be considered in determining if an undue or unreasonable preference or advantage has occurred and enforcement action should be taken. Finally, National Beef Wire reported yesterday that choice box beef ended the day at $209.69. That was down $4.19. Select box beef ended the day at $192.30, and that was down at $3.41. CattleFax reported that just last week, December 7th through December 11th, choice boxes dropped $24.60, and select boxes lost $21.46. Some significant drops with those box beef prices. That is all I have for you guys this morning. I hope everyone is staying warm. It is quite chilly here in central Nebraska. Have yourself a terrific Tuesday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.